Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you, and let's get right on into it. All right, let's pull up the screen here. Yes, Ilus International. They have entered the Metaverse, and we're going to get into all of that, and we're going to look at Ilus chart and going to talk about all things Ilus. All right, it says here, Ilus International enters the $500 billion Metaverse market by acquiring Curvy XR from TakeLeap. It says Ilus International, of course we know it's an M&A company. It says Ilus, the company has already added its 6th strategically aligned acquisition to its stable. Curve XR, a futuristic technology company which creates artificial intelligence and machine learning solutions. Curvy XR is the profitable and valuable virtual and augmented reality division of TakeLeap, which Ilus has bought. The agreed acquisition develops and delivers training solutions for public safety, including fire safety, emergency response, security, and corporate onboarding. As a company that began its life through the development of disruptive firefighting technology, Ilus is excited to continue this trend. Safety training in the Metaverse. And this, I like this a lot. It talks about Ilus is expanding its reach in the Metaverse, which is growing at a meteoric speed. Already valued at $500 billion, the global Metaverse is currently expected to reach $1 trillion by 2025, and it could turn out to be an $8 trillion revenue opportunity. It says Nick Link, CEO of Ilus, said the following. Following on from recent acquisition of Vera Drones, we are now further advancing our disruptive technology with addition of Curvy XR to our portfolio. We have been working with TakeLeap for some time now and exciting to acquire this perfectly aligned virtual and augmented reality division from them to drive forward our growth in public safety and security. And of course, what this will be doing is it's going to be a training simulator, and this is perfect for Ilus. It says the fire safety training modules include individual tutorials which teach learners about the common causes of fire, fire triangle, fire classification, basically all things fire. It says the implementation of VR and AR training packages by companies means there is a minimal need of large numbers of learners to be divided into groups, and training can be conducted much quicker. Learners receive additional benefit from experiencing real scenarios and threats to safety, which often isn't the case in a classroom environment. Basically, it gives them more of a real feel of what's going on. So they actually get some training, and it doesn't cost a bunch of money. It says additional advantages to VR and AR training includes maximum involvement and attention of the learners since the training is engaging and more enjoyable. The increased attention combined with the practical experience improves responses during real life situations. And I know what some of you are going to say. You're going to say, oh, look, they look like cartoons. They don't look real. And basically you become one of these folks and you actually interact in this Metaverse setting. But let's understand, this is the beginning of the Metaverse. This is not what it's going to be in 10 years. You know, let's try to look at this practically. What will the Metaverse look like in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years? Okay, what's your cell phone like right now? I can do anything with this cell phone, literally anything. It's a computer, it's a phone, it's everything you could ever want to do with this stupid little device, it'll do. Let's look at the first cell phone. That's right. This is the first cell phone you probably ever saw. This little thing, it barely worked. And you had to be in a certain area, it had to pick it up, and you could barely hear anybody. That's your first cell phone. How about the internet? Let's talk about the internet. What can you do with it now? You can run the world with the internet. What was it like day one?
Here's Allison. Can you explain what internet is? You don't need a phone line to operate internet?
No.
That's right. That's what people thought of the internet. They didn't have a clue. And you'll remember it made all that weird noise, and it just was terrible. It was awful. I thought it was a joke. I missed out on that one. I'm not going to miss out on the Metaverse. So this may be what it looks like right now, but in 10 years, it's going to be you right here and somebody else. And this is all going to be interactive like you cannot believe. And you'll be able to do anything in the Metaverse that you can do in real life just about. And if you don't think that's the case, again, look at your cell phone and think about what it was like 20 years ago. It's unbelievable. And that's why Mr. Zuckerberg has put in $10 billion into the Metaverse. And really, if you want to know why Facebook has dropped, it's because he lost $8 billion on the Metaverse. because he knows it's the future. He's willing to invest that kind of money because he wants to be the biggest and the baddest and the whole 9 yards of it. And he's willing to put in $10 billion and another $10 billion and another $10 billion because it's going to be huge. So Ilus had a nice little bounce today. It went up about 12%. I don't know if it was necessarily this news. I think the whole market kind of rebounded some. This probably had a small role in it. And it's actually, it got down here to where we talked about almost 19 cents. It actually hit 19 cents. And I was looking for 18, I think almost 17. I was going to add again, I'd bought some up here at 22, which was right here. And I was going to buy some more if it went down to this. It almost did. It didn't quite make it. And then it bounced up, which is fine. Realize I'm mostly in this thing at 5 cents. So for me to be willing to pay basically 4 times or more for something after I've already bought it at 5 is not easy for me to do. But I like Ilus, and I feel like this is a good buy. You know, time will tell. And there are so many things they're working on. That's really kind of a small deal, what we just talked about currently. But the European deal, we're looking at a $100 million deal there. There's another $100 million deal they're working on in the United States, trying to get the shares under $1 billion. I mean, there's so many things going on here. Uplisting to the NASDAQ with spinoffs. Their estimated revenue this year is 10 to 15 million. What's it going to be in the next 12 months? You know, if they close these 2 deals, it's going to be huge. The water mist technology, how they're going to use the preferred and restricted shares. And I always include this in my videos. That Nick Link on April 5th said, my holding company holds 390 million common shares, all the preferred A, D, and E shares. We've not sold a share and do not plan to sell any. Rest assured our interests are mutually aligned with the shareholders. So that's pretty important. So for all you cheapskates and tightwads, and I'm one of those, we talked about right in here, and we did say there was some support here, which it almost hit and then bounced off of. This is not too bad at all. And like I said, they got to be at $2 to be able to do a uplist to the NASDAQ. Now, I understand that's going to be spinoffs, but Ilus will be owning 50 to 80% of those spinoff companies, and that's what they've said. So, like I said, it may turn out to be, this is a good deal. But, you know, it's your money. You do what you want. Do your own due diligence. Like I say, I know there's risk here because understand the PE ratio on this thing. Here's the thing, at least they have a PE ratio. You know why? Because this company makes money. Here was their last quarter. Right here, almost $400,000 net income on $3.1 million in revenue. So, you know, 12, 13, 14%. So, you know, this is a company that does have a PE ratio. If you do a trailing PE ratio, this is not a good deal by any stretch. If you do a forward PE and they close the deals they're talking about and they keep doing what they say they're going to do, it's a great PE. So, you know, that's the difference. But it's really hard to know what something's going to be worth in the OTC because you're always betting on the future. This is not Coca-Cola or AT&T. You know, there's not going to be a 10-year history to look at with dividends and all that. You know, this is a company, of course, you know, you're not going to see AT&T or Coca-Cola go up 400, 500, 600% like this company's done. So that's the trade-off, risk versus reward. The higher the risk, the higher reward. Well, risk is danger. So never forget that, danger.
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. No, Will Robinson. Danger.
But I'm willing to take that risk with Ilus because so far they've been doing what they say they're going to do. All right, folks, and that's Ilus International today. Just want to do a little update. I like the Metaverse deal. Now, I own Facebook, and I actually just bought some more as it dropped down because I'm fired up about the Metaverse, and I feel like they're going to be first movers. But, you know, we'll see how that goes. And if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Lets me know to continue to cover Ilus. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Give the channel a chance. I'd certainly appreciate it. And I hope you did like the content. And we'll see you next time on Mr. Frugal Investor.